How you going here, Robbie?
Good. Just
what are we up
waiting
to?
on a couple of fittings for the front cooler. That'll finish off the cooling side. Send some wiring. Hit the catch can.
All right.
A couple of fittings for that.
All right. I'll get the footy fittings for you. I'll send Lozzie up to get them now. You can finish off that Commodore, get that part over the other side, and come back here and finish yourself, because Rob is busting my balls to go racing. Big time. Okay? Okay, we've got our XR8 Ute here. Rob and I purchased it in 2004 and have been playing with it ever since. First we put some NOS on it and went out and run it. Didn't have a whole lot of luck with that. Blew the engine up. We've since rebuilt it with some forged internals, and we've put a Pro Charger on, which has gone 11.6. We've always looked to go faster in it. We've put an auto in it, and it went a bit faster again. And since then we've come to the Yellow Terror, come to the party with a blower, which we're doing a bit of research and development work with them to make it a bit better. We've been playing with the intercooler system to get the intake temps down, and it's since run at 10.5, but we are looking for a 9-second pass, and we're going to get there.
Alright, we've just done the first shakedown run. We just ran it off the actuators, so no boost control, and it made 950 horsepower with no dry ice. Now the first thing we do after we run up a car like this is check the data, and the good thing about this car is it's got an M800 Motec computer, which Marty wired in pre-Summernats last year. And the cool thing about that is it's got everything in the engine you could want to monitor is, you can monitor. The examples are obviously engine RPM, but you've got fuel pressure, oil temperature, throttle position, all that sort of stuff. So it's really good. And what we do after the run is we go through it and just check everything, like check the lambda from bank to bank, check the boost pressure, the intake temperature, and just make sure everything is as it should be. And if everything's good, then we'll add more boost and put dry ice in it and make more power.
Yeah, I'm sitting here in Mr. PSI, a car that we built for Lyle Lemon last year, just before the Summernats. It was sort of his dream, his car. Together we sort of devised a plan and created what people might have known now as Mr. PSI. The car, brings us a lot of joy, but at the same time, there's a lot of pain attached to this car now that some people may or may not know. But Lyle passed away at the start of this year. In quite tragic circumstances, leaving behind his wife and 2 young kids, and it really is a car that we put a huge amount of effort into. And I spoke to Lyle's wife later this year, and we really decided that we wanted to campaign the car at this year's Summernats, basically to live Lyle's dream for him, just to do something in respect for him. He was someone who just absolutely loved his cars, lived and breathed his cars. Not only did he own this, but he also owned a silver VX Commodore that was set up for drag racing that runs in the low 9s. We were just lucky enough to build this car for him, and I suppose the results that we've achieved with this car so far have been pretty amazing. The first Summernats it went to, which was last year, it came second, and made just over 1,700 horsepower at the wheels. For us, it's a labour of love, and we just want to show him, as I said, our respect by just doing this one thing for him. It's really nothing in the scheme of things, but I think he would appreciate it and really be chuffed if we could, achieve some of the dreams that he had. So the boys are going to be working hard at it, and we'll see how we go. But hopefully he's looking down on us, and that might carry us a long way too to achieving some of these results. we going, Marty?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Just, Ian had a bit of a chat to you about getting this thing organised. The customer's given us a bit of stick about getting it all ready.
Yep, I'm just doing some measurements for Dave. He wants to know if we're going to run the 400 or the torque flight, and he needs some measurements to know which one's going to fit best.
Okay. Did we get it running in the end? What was the go with that?
Yeah, after probably checked the fuses about 5 times, it was a blown fuse.
You're joking.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
G'day, how you doing? Just wondering if Rob was in.
Yes, I'll just get him for you.
Do I need to organise anything else? No? Shifter, I suppose?
Yeah, shifter, once we work out what trans we're running.
Yeah, I suppose, we need to know that, don't we? Tail shaft, I was looking at the tail shaft, it's a bit of a bloody toothpick.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
You'll have to make one of them up.
To work out our measurements once we get the trans in.
Yep.
Alright, no worries. Keep at it, mate.
No worries.
Get it happening.
Okay, bye.
Hey mate, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, come through.
No worries. The first modified car that I owned was a LH Tirana, which I built up, put an injector 5 litre in that, all Commodore running gear. Didn't quite get it finished because I ended up by buying my second car, which I started messing around with, which was a VR Club Sport. And after a few issues with that at the beginning, ended up by building up the motor for it, which was a 355 stroker, and went quite well at burnout comps and all that sort of thing, so went very well. Did to begin with, before I hurt the motor a little bit, and ended up by doing away with that, and that's when I went with the built motor setup. Couldn't do both at the time, and the plan was to always have a car with built motor and supercharger, so that's hence the reason with the Chrysler we went this way. Basically, when I first bought the car, it was going to be buy it and don't touch a thing on it, but 2 weeks into that decided to buy wheels and do suspension, and then obviously got onto the exhaust and then cold air intake, and then by tuning it and then wanting more again. So spoke to the guys down here at Horsepower Factory and ended up by building a built motor for it with the blower setup you now see on the car. Ran a 75 shot of nitrous through it with a tune on it as well, and ran an 1194 at about 116 mile an hour at Calder Park. And I was very happy with how that turned out. Naturally aspirated as well, with just cold air intake, tune and exhaust. Ran a 1284. So for a big car, definitely got up and moved. Definitely want to try and get into the 9s. Would love to be able to get there. Obviously it comes down to how the car's set up and what we can get out of it. And definitely want to run a good number up on the dyno as well. But the ultimate goal is to run a 9 with a big car like it is. The fastest time run at the moment is a 1023 at about 130 odd mile an hour, and that's with nowhere near the amount of work that we've done on this. So fingers crossed we can get the thing to hook up and get the numbers we want. She wants me to get this thing finished. She's sick and tired of hearing about it. She wants it finished and on the road. Look, she's got herself a little Morris Minor, and I've just finished getting most of that finished for her, so she's got her own little project underway. But she's very keen to get me finished with this car, so wants to see it running very good.
Okay, so we've just finished doing a couple of shakedown runs. We've sort of got the car to a power level that's manageable. We've got it running around 25 pounds of boost and making just over 1,000 rear wheel